You're on.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It is Thursday night. It's the night before our in-person classes. First, let's make sure that I can see and hear me. So hang on a second because I'm not prepared for that. Okay, hang on. There we go. Oh, I have my sound on.
Oh, I don't, but I can see you.
There we go. So I have video and I have sound. Okay, so it's been kind of a crazy day. So my morning started out. We have just while we're waiting for everybody to get on, I'll give you a little chitty chatty. which I said this morning. I did that on purpose because I told my mom that I don't like chitty chat. I mean, I like chitty chatting to you guys, but like when people come in that I don't know and chitty chatty. When I'm busy, I don't really like chitty chatty. But anyways, so I came in this morning, and when we do in person, I always have snacks. Like after our cards, and before the evening, we put out snacks. So this morning I came in trying to be prepared ahead of time a little. I brought some of the snacks in, some of them I just do tonight for tomorrow. But anyways, so I brought them in, I set my keys down, I set them down in the lunchroom. I walked by them like a couple hours later and I'm like, oh my gosh, my keys are there. I need to move my keys to where I normally put my keys, which is on my desk. So then earlier, my lips are really chapped and I'm going to go out to my car and get some chapstick. I went to my desk and my keys aren't there. I'm like, oh my gosh, where did I put my keys? So then I go to the lunchroom, like, did I really move my keys out of the lunchroom? They're not there. So then I check my desk, they're not there. So they could be, I've touched probably every surface in this warehouse, or not every surface, but a lot of surfaces in the last 12 hours. So I had no idea where my keys were. This is at 5:30. So I was just like, oh my God. Well, I went to some stuff that I put on the counter that I'm taking home, and lo and behold, they were at the bottom of that stuff. So yay, I have my keys and I have my phone, and it's Thursday night and it's all good. And yeah, so, and I haven't had coffee for a while, but I did have a little can of soda. I don't drink much soda.
Uh-oh.
But my mom brought, the little cans. So that was almost gone when I was wandering around the warehouse doing stuff. And it is now somewhere in the warehouse because I left that somewhere too. Anyways, okay. So tonight we are going to talk about our supply list for virtual week, and then I'm making hopefully a quick card because I still have to get home and do stuff tonight before coming back at the crack of dawn tomorrow morning. So let's go down to the table. We're going to go through supplies first. Okay. So supplies. So basic supplies, and this is for next week. And then I will go through per class. So basic supplies. You always need adhesive. You always need a scissors. Sometimes a little scissors is nice. A tweezer is usually nice. Personal paper trimmer. Have that. And microdot adhesive. But I do want to tell you a short story. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later.
Oh, Sarah's telling a story tonight.
Not about you, though.
Okay, yeah, good.
So anyways, these are our basic supplies that we need and that I usually have in front of me, like a pokey tool, but you can do weeding ahead of time. So now we're just going to go through and talk about per class. So and this, I'm not going to do the classes in order. This is the Tuesday class. It's Creamy Dreamy. This one, we're mostly doing assembling in this one, so you don't need a whole lot of, I'm looking for something that I forgot to get out.
Oh.
But that's okay.
Can I
I'll
help
find
you?
it. No. Oh, no, I do have it. I have it right in front of me.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, have some more Pepsi, Sarah.
Yeah, have some more Pepsi. Anyways, for this, it's probably reflecting, but for this Warmest Wishes card, to create the snow on there, I did use a white acrylic paint and a toothpick, which I have these, little toothpicks here, or just a toothpick to just kind of dot the snow. So otherwise, you're going to be doing you can do the weeding on these. When you do the Joy card, which is this one, when you weed it, we did take and turn around a couple of these bigger, like I call them snowflake shapes in this tree, or star shape. Star shape is better. So don't weed those out and throw them away, because I turned those around. But otherwise, you can weed out the rest of the stuff, and really that's the only homework for this. Just make sure to have, your basic supplies, and my added supply is my white acrylic paint, or you could probably use like a white re-inker or something like that. So now let's go on to the watercolor class, because that one has alcohol inks in it. So with this class, a lot of the questions came up about which alcohol inks. But first, let's go to, on one of the cards, on this card, I did direct to paper on this embossing. So I used a lighter tan, but you could use a medium too. It doesn't really matter, because you're just rubbing it over the top. You do get the watercolor, but you get a palette, but you do need a water brush, or a brush and some water. So for all of the watercolor cards, you'll get the palette of inks, but you'll need a watercolor brush, okay? And one card, you'll need one ink pad to do some direct to paper. So Mom, if there's any questions,
Yep.
just let me know.
Yep, I'm watching.
Okay. So alcohol inks, let's talk about those. I've been showing them all week, but the one that I did not show was that one. So for that one, I did use an orange, a yellow, and a pink. And they don't have to be these exact colors. This card is not specific to those colors, and there's nothing coordinating. So if you wanted to do greens, blues, and purples, if you know your friend has a certain favorite color palette, you could use that. So you don't have to use these three colors.
Sarah, what kind of ink pad?
Just a dye-based ink pad, and a tan or a medium brown.
Okay.
Dye-based ink pad. So, and for this, now for alcohol inks, I'll just leave these out. I used these three colors on that card. On the tree card, which is the winter background one, I used indigo, and I believe I used purple twilight or amethyst. So this is the tree card with the background right here. You could use vineyard, you could use eggplant. Also, a green background would be nice there, or a grayish black background would be nice there, because we are also taking silver mixative and we're splattering. So for splattering, I like to have a little cup to put it in. I like to have kind of a hard bristly type brush, and I like to have a block that I keep for splattering, and it's pretty obvious because it has ink all over it, because I dip my I dip my brush in there and then I whack it to get my splatters. If you have a different method for splattering, you can use that. But also the other thing on this card is a pen or a pencil. So pretty easy, and a scissors, which was a basic supply anyways. Now for the other two alcohol ink cards, which are the mantle one that I showed this week, and then there's an autumn one, I used an assortment of, and you'll need an applicator, Velcro, felt, or the other applicators that are out there, because we do a lot of tappy tap, or we do a lot of swooshing. So, but for the autumn colors, now for our in-person classes we're doing this, and really I just threw a bunch of autumn colors in there. It doesn't have to be these exact colors, but I have like honeycomb, terracotta, caramel, teak wood for a brown, but in here I also have espresso, crimson, cranberry. So just an assortment of autumn colors. If they're not the exact ones that I have, perfectly fine, because your alcohol ink isn't going to look like my alcohol ink, and my alcohol ink on my sample is not going to look like it again. So I'm probably not going to be able to repeat it. So just like this is for what we're doing for in person, and it's just an assortment of autumn colors, both on the mantle card and the autumn card. So that is it for the alcohol ink and background class. Then, so I'm going to put this aside. Got lots of supplies behind me. For our layered floral card, this is our stamping class. And, you know, it's shocking that in most of these classes I don't have much brush blending. But this one does. Has a little bit, a yellow ink pad, and a blending brush. And then in your kit, you received this stamp set and this die set. So you'll want to maybe cut some of the dies apart ahead of time. And then you'll want a black ink pad to stamp your words. And then it's just going to be an assortment of ink pads. Now there's a lot of different brands out there. I used the Rubbernecker Color Fuse ink pads. This one's missing one because it's sitting right in front of me. So I just used an assortment of colors. The green is obviously for the leaves. The blue, which my teal one, is for this card up here. But then on the other two cards, it's just an assortment of different colors. So whatever you have, if you only have one stamp, you know, that you want, you can always stamp it multiple times, unless it's too dark. So if it starts out lighter, you can stamp it multiple times to achieve the next darker shade. Or if you have, like, most of these I only used like 2 shades in them. I didn't use all 4. And then if you have multiple blocks, it was nice when I did them where I just kept them on the blocks, and then I wasn't taking them on, off, on, off, on, off. So I just used blocks. You could use a stamping platform though. But I kind of liked the blocks, the see-through blocks, and then I could just stamp it and then kind of see through it and turn it over, because I put like one size flower on one side on the other. We're going to talk about how to line them up, but that is for the, and then you need a die cutting machine. Helpful also to have some removable tape to hold your dies in place. So that is that class.
And the librarian, if you can't find your dies.
Yeah, and the librarian, yes, if you can't find your dies, who's been keeping me in check with my dies, and she should be the keybrarian and keep track of my keys too.
Oh, God.
So, no, I usually don't lose my keys. I'm usually really good about it, but when I come in a different door of the building, and I came in a different door this morning, it was just different.
It was.
And it messed up the whole routine of where my keys go. So, anyways, now I'm finding space. All right. So that is the layered floral class. And then we have cards. And I did not go nutso with supplies. Like, I really didn't. So we kind of talked about the cards last week, but there is one that I want to show you. Oh, here it is. So the this clear cover one. Now, you don't have to do this, but on this sample, I did take alcohol ink and I inked it from the back. I masked off with tape, like the sunflower, and then I inked it. So you can do your alcohol ink on the back of here. So we'll talk about that in class, but in this class, it did not even say that in the instructions, but if you want to, you can have a yellow alcohol ink and some like removable tape to mask off your leaves, and then you can alcohol ink just the sun behind the sunflower on the clear cover.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah. But we used crystal lacquer, and that was just to give some dimension to the top of these little daisies. I also used some crystal lacquer, or you could use a thick glue for attaching our prills. I've worked with prills just a few times before, but they're these little tiny beads. So you'll want a bowl to dump them in, because if you dump them on your work surface, they will end up everywhere. So you'll want a bowl to contain them, and it's nice to have a thicker glue versus a thinner glue so they like grab onto the prills and hold them in place. So that's why I used crystal lacquer. Some markers for the fall card, just some autumny type colors. I should have written the color numbers down. Actually, I did write them down when I was making the card, and then I lost my little post-it note when I was writing the instructions.
Oh no.
So, but like these are my type of autumn colors, you know, oranges, the deeper greens, maybe a brown, a cranberry. So some autumn colors to color that. You'll need, again, a tan or a
Alcohol
caramel.
markers, maybe?
Yeah, these are alcohol.
Okay.
These are Copics. You can color them, though, with whatever you want. But I did use my Copics. So, and then on the hiking boot card, a lighter tan ink pad to do some direct to paper, and then maybe one shade darker, along with like a little sponge applicator to sponge some color on the hiking boot. And then I did have a black Sharpie, and that is for the whole of the hiking boot, to just give it a little black rim around the circle. I just used, you know, the thicker end of a Sharpie, and yeah, that's how I did that. But otherwise, oh, and some markers for the happy birthday card, because we're going to color the candle. So some fun colors: yellow, orange, teal, blue, aqua, lime green for this card. Otherwise, yeah, I didn't go nuts with different supplies. Oh, the Halloween card, the Ghoul card. That one I wanted to talk about. We needed like purple alcohol ink to do the background. Now that one, for weeding that one, if I can find my little kit behind me, I'm going to talk about that for just a second. Hang on. And maybe I don't have it. I should have it though, so hang on one second. Oh, here it is. Yes. So when I, so this is an alcohol ink background just with purple alcohol inks. When I weeded it, is it weeded for past tense?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
I saved some of these little diamonds. Actually, they stayed in there pretty good, and I just poked out, but I left some of the little diamonds in there. But if they come out, you can reattach them. So if you weed this ahead of time, don't poke all those out and throw them in the garbage, because you might want to reattach some. And some of these little teeny ones that were in the edges, I used to kind of embellish my card right here. So, you know, this is the one that you want to also be weary of if you're weeding it ahead of time, to save those, or just wait and do it during class. So, but otherwise, that's pretty much it for supplies. I didn't go nuts with different ink pads and blending brushes, which is shocking because I usually have lots of brush blending and stuff. So, I don't know. This time I was just in a different mode. So, and I think that's about it for our preview. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to get into a quick and easy card, which I do have to move a couple supplies because I need my die cut machine. So hang on, I'm going to do that. I've got a cart right here, so I'm not going far. All right. I am back, and at like 4:15, I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do tonight?
I saw that when I got home.
So when I was picking up the other day, and by picking up I use that term loosely because it's still a mess. There was some of the pieces and parts from our Creamy Dreamy poinsettia card that were sitting here, and I had thought about earlier using this mini window overlay, which it's kind of forgotten about because it doesn't match anything. So you can put it on an A2 card, but I wanted to cut it with another layer in it. Or I'm going to show you how to cut it with another layer in it. That's why I need my die cutter. And I need a die, which I knew right where it was because they're so organized.
The squares were driving me absolutely bonkers today.
So this overlay is 4 by 5 1/4, and if I want to give it a border, I'm going to cut a piece of paper that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So let's get my paper trimmer out. So my story is that we have our metal plates back online, which I think I told you a while ago, and my friend Barb, who does a retreat in Waunakee, Wisconsin, and I went and I did a make and take or a demo at her last retreat. Anyways, she was at her retreat and texted me and said she has some ladies that wanted the metal plates. So now we have 3 sizes, but I still did not get the small mini size online. So by metal plates, this is what I'm talking about: a stainless steel plate that is the same thickness as your like your big shop plates. So it's the same thickness as that. So the biggest one is online, and the medium size. The little one I don't have online. Anyway, she's at this retreat, and I'm kidding for classes, and she's trying to talk me into coming down and having dinner with them because she has some ladies that want some of these metal plates, and they're like super heavy. So she's like, we have a pretty big order. Can you deliver them? And Ileana from My Sweet Petunia, who makes the Misty, was there, and she wanted some metal plates. And she said, if you deliver them, she'll give you a glue press. So we met halfway, and I have the My Sweet Petunia glue press, which I'm not usually a wet glue girl, but this thing is amazing because the tip is super small and it doesn't gum up because it stays on this little thing down there. So anyways, for doing my word that I had here a minute ago and now I lost. Are you serious? I had a season's greetings here, and I was going to
where did it go?
I don't know, but anyways, I'm gonna
find under that gold,
or it could be on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's behind me. How it ended up, it's stuck to the bottom of my paper trimmer. Anyways, I'm going to use that for, now I would normally use my microdot adhesive, but on some things I've been using, because my microdot adhesive, the sheet, I actually need a new sheet in here. But anyways, it wasn't on the floor. It was sitting behind me. It stuck to the bottom of my little paper trimmer. But I've been doing some wet gluing lately, and I used to be totally against wet gluing. I hated it. It was messy, blah, blah, blah. But with the glue press, it is so easy. But yeah, that was super sweet. We met halfway in between. I delivered their metal plates, and I got a glue press.
So here's a comment, Sarah, from Cindy Nelson. She said she used the metal plate and the cutting sandwich was too tight and it bent. Any ideas how to unbend it?
What bent?
I tried turning it back through upside down, but that didn't work. I don't know what bent. Cindy, can you be a little more specific, please?
Yeah, if it's this plate, these plates are going to bend no matter what you do. Even if you use two of these plates, they're always going to bend. The stainless steel plate should not have bent, because it's stainless steel. So, but these plates are going to bend whether you use them with the stainless steel plate or whether you use them just with other plates. And there is a way to unbend these plates, and it has to do with putting them in the oven with some weight on top of them, and then I don't quote me on the temperature, but I have a bunch of plates that are bent from just using my big
Oh,
shot.
the metal plate bent.
Oh, I am shocked about that.
Yeah, I am too.
Because it's stainless steel, it should not. I'm shocked that the metal plate would bend. So I will talk to you separately.
Okay.
So, okay. But anyways, let's get on with this so I can get home. I might cut that a hair smaller just because I like a very small border. Okay. So.
Oh, she said maybe it wasn't your plate
Oh, yeah. Because I don't think the stainless steel would.
because hers isn't that thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not yours.
Yeah. Because our plates are the exact thickness and they're stainless steel. I mean, I should put a disclaimer on these that don't drop these on your toes because you'll probably hurt them because
Yes.
these are heavy.
Mhm.
I don't even know what the weight of them is, but it's pretty heavy and there's almost no way that you're gonna bend this.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but how to I have a metal plate too, like, and it is all kinky, and I don't think there's any way to bend it back
yeah. From somebody else.
from
you
somebody
mean?
else. Yeah. So, anyways, here we go with our. I want to cut an inside window just so this can layer on the inside. And I think I have the right size die. So I am just going to take and we can see it through the window. So I'm lining that up. I'm lining up my die, and I'm just going to hold it in place with some removable tape. And then I am going to run it through my machine, which is behind me. And it's not set for this. So the only time when, it's sometimes hard to line up dies because the die company does not always have the cutting in the middle of the, oops, I need to make that a little bit tighter. Hang on. Yep, there we go. Okay. Sometimes like you line that up, but the cutting thing is, not totally centered, so, but good enough for our purposes. So we are going to layer that on there. So yeah, this mini window overlay, I can't say exactly what yet because I haven't thought that far ahead, but it will probably be involved with either a flash sale item, oops, crudness, hang on a second, hate when that happens. I might have to run out to the shop and get a new one of these overlays because I put too much tape on it and I'm mangulating it to get it off because I didn't have it centered. Oof.
And that tape is so aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I'm running out to the shop. Let's see if my mom can tell you any stories.
I'm surprised she's going out, but she's forced to go out. So I get to tell a story. Let's see, what can we tell? She's really got things together this week, considering how busy she's been here. It has been nutso all week as we worked diligently to get your orders out. Um, Usually they go out the week before, and this time they didn't go out until Monday and Tuesday, but we got them out. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. And Sarah's just amazing. I just can't say enough about how with it she is, considering all of the nuts of stuff that's happening this week. So congratulations, Sarah, for being so organized.
Anyways, I'm back. So I think she was telling good things about me. So what I normally do when I layer is I usually line up 3 sides, and I didn't do that this side. I lined up 2 sides, and I had a thinner border. I should have waited to cut that off until after I had it attached. That will teach me.
Oh, Sarah, Emily Henry got her order today in Florida.
Awesome.
Yeah. I said normally they would have gone out last week, right? I mean, don't we normally get those
Normally
out?
I do a week out, which
Yeah.
was Monday,
Oh, okay.
because they start on Monday.
Okay.
So, but there's a few that went out on Tuesday. So anyways, let's do it the way I'm supposed to do it. Looking at my 3 sides, especially with a very thin border. Whew, nailed it. Okay, so now I'm going to attach that on there, and I might actually pop it up. I haven't decided. Oh, actually I can't pop it up because most of my foam tape is packed to go home, because I am cutting some foam tape for classes tonight. So for in-person classes, I say to bring your own foam tape, but I usually like to have some foam tape out and pre-cut, just because it helps make things go a little bit smoother if I have some pre-cut and sitting like on my ribbon spools, because then people don't have to spend the time to pre-cut their ribbon. So we'll just, and now I'm just building up my, yay.
Yay for all you people that got your things.
Yeah, I think probably a
Idaho.
lot of people got them.
Yeah. Idaho yesterday.
Oops, I need to reprime my, oop, there it
Glad
is.
you got it yesterday, Wendy. I hope you had fun opening things up.
So yeah, these are leftover pieces. And we'll just attach these. But yeah, that little mini glue press is like a lifesaver for if you are doing wet glue.
That's kind of nifty. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pretty fast setting, Sarah?
It's the Nuvo glue. So yeah, it's, I don't know that it sets as fast as the crystal lacquer, but it, yeah, so it's pretty fast. So, and then I just cut out the season's greetings. So while I was designing the Creamy Dreamy, I was driving myself absolutely bonkers because I couldn't find some of my dies, and I loaned them out. Totally forgetting that I loaned them out to my sister-in-law like after Christmas last year, and no, I don't need them back. And so she used them and then put them, just had them, and so it wasn't a huge deal.
Sarah, so where can they get that glue thingy?
This is from My Sweet Petunia.
My Sweet Petunia.
Which is the maker of the Misty.
Petunia. I'll see if I can find a link for you, ladies.
Yeah, so anyways.
Precision glue press.
Yeah, a little strip of cream down here would be nice just to tie that in. So hang on, let me
See if
what-
you can get it from your local stamp store. There are all kinds of places that I'm seeing it here, ranging in price from $35 on up to $77. So
Well, I think she has a few different presses, so I don't know if it's the same
okay,
little glue press or not.
okay.
Because I think there's a gel press too. I don't know if that's, but it's the maker of Misty. So,
All right.
but yeah. So yeah, support your local stores if they have them.
Oops, I just turned off all my Facebook pages. So I'll get back in here.
So now we are going to
Hit the wrong button.
just add some glue to my die cut. It's just got this really precision point on it, which is really wonderful. Now with mirror card, you always want to make sure that you're not using too much glue, okay? So that's why the precision is really nice. And if you ever feel like you have too much glue on that's going to go out the sides, you can always just dab with a little piece of scratch paper to get some of that excess glue off. But yeah, that's like my biggest fear with wet glue, is that it's gonna go out the sides. And then it's got this handy dandy little like holder thing that it sits in, so you just pick your glue up and it stays unclogged, which is the nice part. Because I don't know if you guys watch me, but when I am doing my crystal lacquer, I have a pin here that I'm always sticking my crystal lacquer in, my pin in my crystal lacquer. I should have scooted that over just a tiny bit.
Does the press come with glue, Sarah?
Yes, it does come with glue. Yep. And something that I always like, will take a piece of paper instead of using my, if I have glue on my fingers, I'll just use a Post-it note to smoosh it down.
Is that this pretty velvety brown paper, Sarah?
No, this is actually just hot fudge.
Hot fudge.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep, it's just hot fudge. Wouldn't it be nice if it was that pretty velvety paper?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I'm going to put another one on there. I don't think I am. It's a little off center by just a hair. I don't think anyone's going to whine about it. So, and I'm not going to whine about it because, yeah. So, but like I said, these mini windows will be during flash sale at some point. I don't know if it'll be an item that'll be discounted during flash sale. I don't know if it'll be an item that if you spend so much you'll get a package for free. I'm not sure, but it will be in the flash sale because it's our forgotten about overlay. And so yeah, I want to make it not forgotten about. Anyways, thank you for joining me tonight, ladies, and some of you I will see tomorrow, and other one maybe I'll see you on Saturday. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday. 6 o'clock on Monday, we will talk first about the sale, how the logistics of it all work, and then we'll talk about our flash sale. And then on Monday, we are going to be doing our 3 watercolor cards out of that alcohol ink and watercolor background class. We'll do the 3 watercolor cards on Monday. So we'll see you next week, or tomorrow, or Saturday. Bye, guys.
Bye.